All right, and we're live. Moderator, let me know as fast as you can if you are hearing me clearly, seeing me clearly, and that everything's going on. Give me that thumbs up. We're just going to let it breathe here for a second. Just going to let the stream breathe. Welcome in, everybody. It's good to be here with you again. Hopefully, no technical difficulties this time. Madison, give me that thumbs up as soon as you can, as soon as you see that everything's working. Are we live? Is everything sounding all right? Let me know. Let me know. All right, we got the thumbs up. Awesome. So peace of mind there. Woo, we're here. Yeah, if you were here last time, I'm very, very sorry that we had those technical difficulties that derailed the live stream, but I'm doing an extra one now this weekend, and maybe I'll just start doing it Sunday, Tuesdays, and Thursdays. That seems like a good mix of videos to me. But really, no expectations with these lives. Welcome in. Appreciate you guys for being here. I'm looking forward to where all these live streams go and getting to know you guys on a weekly basis, and not only posting the videos that I do on YouTube, but also giving you this live aspect as well for us to start to get to know each other. Like, I want to get to know you guys and see where you're from, what your stories are, how everything's going, how your manifestations are, what your challenges are. We really want to bring that all to the table. And what I'd really like to do in these live streams is fine tune what you guys are going through currently. And I'll probably have different themes and maybe different talking points with each live stream. I'm sure I will, and I kind of do today a little bit as well. But really, no expectations. Just like, I want this to be like a relaxed hangout where we could just sit back, relax. You can pour yourself your drink of choice, have some snacks, and just unwind, and hopefully not unwind unless you're wanting to unwind. But hopefully, you pour yourself a glass of wine and enjoy these nights, and we could just kind of connect, and you guys can get to know each other in the chat. We can all start to engage with one another in a happy-go-lucky collective way that we intend, with the intention to raise our consciousness. I mean, that's what this channel is all about, that my YouTube channel is all about, is raising the consciousness of ourselves as individuals so that we can then be ready for the changes that are coming. And those changes will start coming more and more quickly. The more that we raise our vibrations and are expressing ourselves authentically without caring about what other people think of us, the faster we're going to see the reality shift around us. And maybe it'll seem a little bit chaotic at first, like it is right now. And, I've noticed when I make the biggest changes in my life that things tend to get more chaotic quickly. And I don't think that has to be the case always. So I'm not trying to like freak you out from being yourself. But if that does happen, which it can happen, and it does, it happens quite often, I've found, when you're changing yourself, because it only seems like it's more chaos because you're dealing with different problems or different issues than you previously were. And the problems and issues and negative belief systems that you have been dealing with and keeping a hold of, that have been giving you that feeling of that sense of security that feels like it's been keeping you safe, they're going to be, as I say all the time, I've said this in my videos, they're going to be fighting for their lives to stick around. So it could seem more chaotic. It could seem more clustered at first. But as we continue to solidify the new belief systems in our vibrations, in our lives, in our energies, they will start to dissipate those negative belief systems, those negative feelings and emotions that want to cage us into playing small and hiding in the way that we have been for a lot of our lives, some of us. And so that's who I'm really speaking to, is those people who are in transition. I mean, we're all always in transition. I'm certainly in the transition in my life, picking up the microphone here and getting into the YouTube lives and YouTube videos and speaking my truth and speaking my experiences. I don't have it all figured out. I'm not trying to be anybody's guru. I would love to teach and enlighten you to things that heretofore you maybe previously weren't aware of, or maybe you are aware of them, but you've been having trouble implementing them, or you need an outlet or a mirror of someone like myself who is implementing and sharing what he's going through as I go. So I don't like pretend to have everything figured out and be a finished product and I don't feel like I have to be perfect anymore to come online like this and talk to you guys and offer you suggestions and offerings that, you could take it or leave it. It's up to you. If it doesn't work for you, great. There's no issue with you if something that I say doesn't resonate or you don't feel like it's the right time to apply it. So there's no guilt and shame. There's no pushing. There's no forcing here. But I just want you to feel like you have a space here, and hopefully in these lives, it allows you to feel like you have the space and the grace to connect with others, connect with me, and hopefully ultimately connect with yourself. And so I definitely encourage you to introduce yourself if you're on here. And if you're seeing this after the fact, we're going to be going live Sundays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays. It's around 6 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. Seems like to be a pretty good neutral time for everybody. And that works for my schedule as well. And it might change, so just be open to it. And I'll always post in the community chat, I think it's called, that's in the YouTube. If you go to my homepage, there's a community where I post things. I encourage you guys to start engaging there too. I think YouTube actually just created in the new year the ability for you guys to post and interact on there as well. So that's gonna be a really important place to get previews to videos that are coming up, previews and awarenesses that live streams are coming up, any collaborations, that's all going to be posted on there for you guys so that you don't miss anything. So check that out as well. But let's I'll take a swig of whatever we're drinking. Cheers, everybody, and thank you so much for being here. So again, yeah, I just want us to be able to have this, 40 to 60 minutes that these live streams will likely be. And maybe as there's more engagement, they'll go longer, because I really like engaging, and I like being able to, if you guys have questions or comments or things that you need clarity on, or anything that you're going through, maybe a manifestation that just came through, or something, a belief system that you just shed that you no longer resonate with and you replace it with something else, you want to celebrate that and gain momentum and energy on that, then you could put that in the chat and we could talk about it and we can clarify it and fine tune it. I would love to be you guys' just your little guide, to fine tune the things in your life that you're sort of on the fence about, or you're a little bit unsure of, or maybe you're just like, you're really close to finally applying something or finally doing something, a creative expression that you've been sitting on for years, or just simply expressing yourself outwardly to the world in a way that you feel unashamed and unafraid of the scrutiny and the judgments of others, because that's where this new earth and this new energy is going to have to get to, and that's where it's taking us ultimately. So the faster that we can get to that place where we don't feel the fear of judgment and scrutiny of others, whether they agree with us or don't, because anybody can have the best intentions in the world, and that somebody will always find a way or want to put you down because they feel insecure about the fact that you are actually resonating with yourself and expressing yourself authentically, and they're still not. So they got to project their insecurities on you to try and get you to come down to their level so that they feel more relatable, they don't feel as behind in their life, or whatever their case may be. So we can't be afraid of that anymore, because the earth and where the planet is going and where consciousness is going, we are in a huge shift right now. Obviously, if you don't know that, trust me, we are in a shift, but I think anybody could see that just looking outwardly in the world. There's a huge shift of energy going on right now in the world, and there's a lot to prepare for, but it doesn't have to be scary. It doesn't have to be frightening. It doesn't have to be this feeling that gives us anxiety where we feel like we have to rush to be ourselves or rush to be doing the things that we want to be doing in the fullest capacity that they can be done, although we can express ourselves fully in any given moment. So you can flip that switch just like that. But it's important, and this is what I've been applying in my life a lot lately, is not feeling like I need to be a perfect project, a perfect entity, a perfect product to express the things I want to express, or to do the things I want to do, or say the things that I want to say, or move towards the direction of the dreams that I have. I think a lot of us tend to feel like we have to keep learning, we have to keep taking courses, we have to keep reading books, we have to keep taking classes. one-on-ones. There's a multitude of things that we convince ourselves that we need to keep doing and we need to do first before we can actually do the thing that we want to do. And to a certain extent, that will benefit you. You know, if there's really something that you really feel like and you know for sure that you have to prepare for, it might do you well to just wait for a second, do a little preparation, and then go. But most of us, and speaking from experience, have gotten that preparation phase and got stuck in it to where we feel like we can't move forward until we like know everything, or we already have some amazing blessing or accolade or opportunity present itself. Then we can take action on it. But what I'm encouraging you guys to do on my channel and right here with you guys now is to not wait, because the clarity doesn't come from the preparation. The clarity comes from the action that you're taking. And I just mentioned that quote in a video that's going to be coming up here this coming Wednesday. Knowledge is power, but without the application of knowledge, there is no power to it. Because if you're not applying things, if you're not taking action on the things and applying what you've learned, then there's absolutely no reason in having learned it. And you can get very stuck in that cycle of learning and learning and learning and feeling like you got to prepare and prepare and prepare before, because you just feel nervous. You feel that fear, you feel that pressure on your shoulders that you need to be perfect and excellent when you first start whatever endeavor that you have been sitting on for weeks, months, or years, or maybe your whole lives. And that's not the case. I am a living example of this right now. I don't have everything figured out. I have no idea where this YouTube channel is going. I just know that I enjoy doing it. And if I know that I enjoy doing it, then I know that that is the breadcrumbs that I need to keep following that will take me in the direction that I need to go to get to where I need to be, not to some expected end where I think I should be as a result of taking the actions that I'm taking right now. I'm deciding to take actions without expectation of what the results need to look like or where those actions need to take me. I'm doing it for the joyful aspect alone. I'm doing it for its own sake, because it lights me up, because it feels like passion, because it feels like excitement, because it feels like ease. And that is enough. That's the thing. We feel like we need a million reasons to keep taking actions. We feel like we need the accolades, the opportunities, the pats on the back, the approvals of others, whether that's our teacher, our parents, some professor, colleagues, whoever it might be that you feel like you need the approval of. We don't. We only need the approval from ourselves. We only need to give ourselves the permission to move in the direction that we feel like is our joy, is our passion, is our excitement. And the rest literally takes care of itself. It literally takes care of itself. But the thing that you can't get caught up in, mouth's getting a little dry. Take a sip with me. The thing that you can't get caught up in is feeling like you have to have all of your expectations met from taking the action, because that's just going to bring about insecurity inside of you. It's going to make you doubt yourself. Cheers. Live for Christ 100. What's up? Hey, is that Colby? That's a Colby face right there. Let's go. I love it. Cheers, man. Thanks for being here. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. That's awesome. All right. But what I was saying, cheers, man. Have a drink for me. Because if we get caught up in that expectation, that expected end, then that's what keeps us from taking the action, because we feel like if we don't get a certain outcome when we first start, that we're doing something wrong. And the thing is that most likely when you're starting a new passion, or you're starting to finally express yourself the way that you've always wanted to, the outside world isn't likely going to change immediately at the snap of a finger once you start really living in the end. Once you start living in the end of what you know in your heart is already yours, because everything exists right now. So everything that you want, everything that you want to be and become already exists. That future version of you already exists that you want to be. The future version of you who already has the things and is doing the things that you want to be doing and having already exists right now. And so that's what living in the end means. And that's a big Neville Goddard thing. And we'll get into him a lot. But if you're a Neville Goddard guy, you'll recognize that living in the end aspect of what I'm saying. But back to what I was saying originally is that things won't likely change right away. But the fact that you're responding to what is already manifested differently than the way you were responding to it and reacting to it when you were in an unconscious state, let's say, when you were at a lower vibration, when you had all these expectations, when you were keeping yourself small and keeping yourself from doing the things and expressing the things that you want to do and express. If you can start responding to the changelessness, if we want to say it that way, at the beginning, that will increase your momentum the quickest. You think that the delivery of opportunities and the delivery of manifestations and a changed outside reality is going to be what gains you the most momentum at first. It's not. It's your belief in the fact that you know that what you're doing is right because of how it feels. And when you do it for its own sake without the expectation, then you're just acting on your joy. And then there's no conditions that you have to have in place to feel like you're allowed to act on your joy. Oh, that's huge. It's the biggest thing that will change your life for the better, is what I just said. Whew. We have a comment. Made this YouTube account in the 8th grade. That's all right, man. That's awesome. Wow, the 8th grade. The 8th grade. When did YouTube come out? Holy cow. Oh, there's Chow 450. It's all right, man. You can still be Live for Christ 100. No, that's great. Chow. Got to be the Chow, baby. That's awesome, man. Hopefully everything's still sounding and looking good. I know sometimes it'll kind of glitch out every once in a while, but it continues to still keep going. But thanks, dude. Yeah, love it, dude. Thanks for being in the chat. But that is like the biggest thing that will change where you're at right now. Looks great, light and sound, awesome, perfect. Thank you, awesome, man. Yeah, this is it. This is the new little setup of the room as well. Do you recognize the changes? This is the arsenal. It's a better than the corner that I was sitting in originally. It's much more open, and now I got like my little office / bedroom to share with all you guys. But anyways. I love it. I love the kind of distraction of the chat, and then we get back into it. It's a cool flow. Cheers, everybody. Thank you. Looks like we have 2, 3, kind of keeps going between 2 and 3. Awesome. I love it. Welcome in, whoever you are. Thanks for being here. Again, I'm doing these live streams really without expectation and kind of just as a free flow. I titled it Freedom Talk because I just want to be able to talk freely, and I want you guys to feel like you could talk freely about whatever is going on in your life. It doesn't have to all be spiritually and personal growth related. We could talk about anything, honestly. Like there's no, I'm down to talk about anything. But I love the fact that you guys could be in here and be going through something and be putting it in the chat and reading it. And maybe we could fine tune things together. And it's going to help me fine tune, for myself in my own life. But I want nothing more than to help you guys prosper and help you get over the hump of whatever belief systems you feel like have been holding you back recently. And so that's really what this is for. And just to get to know each other. It's awesome. You see me in the videos and it's edited and all that, but this is live, it's raw. And I like that because it gives you guys a little more of a taste of who I really am as a person and what I'm like live. So yeah, community. LOL. Anyway, it really does look dope. Thank you, dude. Appreciate you. Community. Chow 450, the guy in the chat right now, he's going to be starting his he's going to be getting back into the Twitch streaming soon, so there may be some collaborations there in some ways. Maybe we'll have him on the channel to discuss things. Chow 450 here in the chat, he really brings out a lot of the best of the things that I've ever said in my life. I feel like just the things that he has shared with me in the past, whether it's challenges or triumphs or just sharing what he's going through brings out the best in me, which is why I feel like this community and this chat is going to be so awesome, because I feel like I thrive off of questions and I thrive off of people wanting to grow and grow together. So it's super dope. But yeah, keep an eye out for Chow 450 on Twitch, and there's going to be a lot to come with that as well. That's going to be fun. So he's in the process of setting it up, I believe, right now, but no pressure, no expectation of when or where or how. But I just want to throw that out there. But yeah, that's why I'm so excited about these lives and this channel and everything where it's going to go. And not knowing where it's going to go, I don't have the expectation, but I can make little imaginative acts in my mind that make me feel like, man, like if it gets to there or when it gets to there, that will be so awesome. And the feeling that I get from those imaginal acts that I create in my imagination, and the feelings that I get from that, is a real feeling from my future self that is currently feeling those things right now. But the thing is that you got to make that image in your imagination that excites you a lot, that gives you a lot of joy, excitement, passion about that idea, about that expression, about that future version of you doing the things that he or she wants to be doing. And then you got to drop it at the peak of excitement. You got to drop that image completely, because that image is a limitation, because we're not our higher mind. We're down here in the valley. Our higher mind, our higher selves, our inner beings, the God parts of ourselves is on the mountaintop and can see all the different avenues, all the different realities, all the different timelines that can take you to an even better end, an even better expected end that what you are imagining. And that's why we have to let go of those expectations on where everything should go or what the results should be to us acting on our joys. We can have those imaginal, acts and those imaginal scenarios that excite us and make us feel really good and get us in a place of feeling like there's momentum to take those actions. But the important thing is to let those images go. You can recreate them every single day, but just know, like, once you've recreated it and you have that peak excitement, to let it go completely. That means it's already done. It's already real. You've already accepted that that is a reality, but you also have the knowledge that that image in your mind is also a limitation to what could actually happen, that could be even better. Even if it's the most exciting, huge dream that you think like, holy cow, if I get that, I mean, my life is complete. That's still a limitation, and your higher mind knows an even better end that would make you even more fulfilled. So that's why we got to let go and just continue to, once you've let that image go, you just continue acting on your highest excitement, the next step and the next step and the next step, whatever feels like the most exciting action to take in this moment. And it doesn't have to be this big thing like a beam of light from the heavens coming down saying, this is your next action. It can be as simple as taking a walk. It can be as simple as creating some content. It can be as simple as making a phone call or watching a movie or going on a road trip. That doesn't all have to be directly related to whatever career action that you're wanting to move towards. You just act on your highest excitement without expectation as often as you can, to the best of your ability, taking it as far as you can until you can take it no further, without any expectations about what the result has to look like and what the outcome has to be. And then you just keep taking the next one. Once you've used up that excitement to its fullest extent, then you take up the next one, and then you do the next one. And that's how we allow the downstream flow of our lives to take place, because we tend to, as humans, especially here in the West, overcomplicate things. We get caught in the grind. We get caught in the rat race. Many of my friends who may be in this chat right away, and myself included, have lived in the rat race, lived in New York City for 7 years, and was chasing and self-sacrificing and working harder than anybody else. And that all that did was cause me pain, not only physical pain, which it literally did cause physical pain in my body, but also emotional pain, spiritual pain. And that's why I want to share everything that I have learned from those experiences with you guys now, so that maybe you can jump through those hoops a little bit quicker than I did. There's no regrets. I have no regrets. Everything worked out the way it needs to, so that I could speak to you now about what I'm speaking to you about. But if I can make your life go a little bit smoother, if you can get to being that authentic self and that authentic expression a little bit faster, then there's nothing wrong with that, because things are speeding up right now in this world. And I think we're getting caught a little bit in that speed because it is going very fast and technology's flying by, and one president's in the office, the next president's out of the office, and there's so much changing politically and so much going on in the world, and we're seeing way more than we probably should be seeing. Because if you think about, if we lived in like the 1200s or the 600s or something like that, yeah, there was a lot of bad stuff going on there, and you might see people like get their heads cut off or being executed or something, but maybe that was more rare than we think, you know? I really think that, yeah, those things happen, and um, they're terrible, and maybe back then you actually did see more horrific and gruesome things on a daily, not a daily basis, but like a life basis, than we do now, but maybe we don't. Maybe that's like an extreme minority, what we read in books and what we see in movies. Because I feel like without the media and the technology that is showing us everything that's going on in the world, we would go most of our lives without seeing things that distract us or make us feel bad or make us feel sorry for ourselves or make us feel so sorry about where the planet is seeming to go or where it seems to be at. Because right now, if you're looking at the news, if you're constantly scrolling on social media, you're going to see more bad than good, unfortunately, because that's what's pushed out. People love the drama of all that, and they like their problems. People like their issues, people like their problems, people like their pain. And that's why it's being pushed out right now, because it's what we've gotten used to and it's what we've come to accept, and we're just used to like fighting with each other constantly. And so it can seem like we're in like the worst of times right now. But my argument is we are in the best of times, because first of all, I think many of the things that are going on right now has been going on for a long time behind the scenes, and there just hasn't been a camera to put spotlight on it. It might not be the same issues, but I bet you what was going on in the 50s and 60s or the 40s or the 20s, if all that was televised and put on our little phones and cameras, if we had our phones and technology and cameras in those times right now, I bet we would have lost our freaking minds, man, because I think it would have been way too much to handle. And yeah, there's a lot going on right now and there's a lot to handle, but we are the most spoiled generation ever. We have everything at our fingertips. We have food and shelter and water and everything, transportation at the biggest level of ease that we've ever had it ever in our history as humans. So I'm just saying all that to say we're not in the worst of times. I think we're in the best of times, but the light has to be shown in the darkness in order for it to transition itself. The light has to be shown in the darkness in order for it to be transitioned outward and for it to be, what's the word, dissipated, or just for it to go away. It has to, because if it stays in the dark, then it's just going to keep staying in the dark, and there's not going to be light, and there's not going to be any change. So that's why I say, like, we got to be grounded in the chaos. We got to be the eye of the storm and see everything, all the chaos going on around us, but we are steady in the eye of the storm. We are calm, we are conscious creators, and we are self-expressing ourselves to the highest extent, to the highest frequency that we possibly can in any given moment. And I promise you, because the world doesn't change from the actions you take to change it. And I know that can be a tough pill to swallow and hard to accept. And maybe I'll do a whole video on that. Maybe I'll do a whole live stream on that subject. But just to touch on this lightly, and then we'll probably start wrapping this up a little bit. Just to touch on that lightly. What was I saying? Sometimes I get talking a lot and I totally forget the train of thought I was on. I was talking about the light has to be shown on it to transition. We're in the best of times, but it seems like the worst of times. Whatever it might be. Oh, well, that's all right. Guys, take clarity from taking actions in your life. That's the thing that I want to say in this moment, because the more that you feel like you got to continue preparing, continue learning, continue doing things without taking the actions because you're too afraid that you're not ready, you're just going to keep yourself in a spinning cycle that you do not want to be on. Oh, wait, that's what I was saying, is that the world is going to seem like, oh, yeah, we don't change the world from the action we take. Thank you. Gosh. Okay, there we are. Full circle, baby. Thanks for hanging in there with me. We change ourselves, and the outside reflects the change that's already inside of us. So we could take as many actions as we feel like we need to or want to on the outside, and that's not actually changing the reality that we're in, because we're taking actions physically to change it. The actions that we take to change ourselves and to express ourselves more automatically shifts us to the versions of Earth and the versions of ourselves that is already self-expressing and self-expressive, and the versions of Earth that already has peace on Earth. There's, because again, I'll say it a lot, all the time is now. So the future isn't over there, the past isn't over there. It's all happening right now. Have you ever been to the past? Have you ever been to the future? Your memory, you can remember things, but have you actually been there physically to the past or the future? No, because there's only the now. So that means everything that you want, the ideal world, the ideal changes that you want to see in the world and in yourself, already exist right now. Everything already exists right now, and it's all there for you to take whenever you want. But you can't get there from feeling like you have to force your way or push your way or somehow discover a way. The best way to that discovery is through self-discovery and self-expression. If you're acting on your joy, if you're continuing to utilize your spiritual practices and do your routines that feel like light you up and then that cause you to take actions on things that feel like joy, that's what's going to change everything in your reality, because everybody's reality in this world is different. There's not one person that is living the same reality here in this world. We're all living, we're all in our own little bubbles. So I just wanted to say that, to throw that out there for you guys to chew on. Feel free to chat. Feel free to put, your comments, your questions, your resonances in the chat here, and we could talk about it. We could fine tune it. And I could do this all night, honestly. Like, this is what I love to do. This is why I'm here. I feel like I am just an expresser, a guide, and a leader of example, and someone who wants to see the best for you as an individual, so that then we can all see it collectively and enjoy it together and co-create with each other the best realities that we all deserve, because we're all worthy and deserving beings. We can't get it wrong. We literally cannot get this existence wrong. We could do things that feel like our mistakes. That we could have the experience of feeling like we've done things wrong or done things bad, or that we have regrets. But with an unconditional loving God, an unconditional loving creator and universe, there's nothing that we can do wrong. There's nothing. There's nothing. There's no, if you're an unconditional loving God, like I know, and I will continue to express to you guys that we have an unconditionally loving God that does not send us to hell, that does not send us to burn in fire if we do something wrong or we don't follow the right teaching or the right dogma. No. If we make mistakes, if we do something bad, no. That's not unconditional. Unconditional means there's no condition that is necessary to change what is already in place with unconditional love, which is love. So we can't get it wrong, and we need to, and I need to continue practicing not beating up on ourselves, not pushing ourselves so hard, not feeling like we have to be perfect, not feeling like we have to have everything figured out, because we don't. We do not have to be perfect. We're already perfect beings, man. We're already perfect entities. If we are God, if we are creation itself, we already are perfect. But we're perfectly imperfect in the way that we are humans, and we're imperfect humans because we're having an experience where we experience imperfection and we experience ourselves making mistakes and learning. And that's why we came here. we are here to experience the limitations that is being a human in a physical body. We're not spirits right now. We're in a physical body, and there's physical challenges, and that's what we came here for. Everything that everything that we feel like we struggle with, everything that we feel like we want to push away, everything that we feel like is bad luck on our end, or something negative, or heartaches, heartbreaks, hardships, all the emotions that we feel, good, bad, and ugly. We came here for all of that, all of it. Now, we didn't come here to experience just bad experiences all the time and to have negative experiences and belief systems our entire lives, but we came here to figure out how to transcend them. We didn't come here thinking that we aren't allowed to feel those feelings or emotions, or we're not allowed to make mistakes or get it in a way that feels like is incorrect. We didn't come here for that. We came here to learn from those mistakes, transcend them, transcend those emotions, transcend those limiting beliefs that we have, that we grew up with in this society. We were born into a society of limitation. We were born into a society where teachers, our parents told us that we could only get so far, or there were limits to what was actually possible, that taught us all sorts of ways to beat up on ourselves or work hard or push hard, or that once you become an adult, things get harder, and enjoy this time as a kid because you're not going to get it back again. And then you're going to be an adult, and it's all downhill from there. That's literally, I remember hearing that as a kid. And I remember the feeling that I had. I remember where I was too. I was not too far from here. And I remember it was just someone working on our house or something like that. I was a kid. One of my dad's friends, my dad's a construction worker, and one of his buddies that was working on the house at the time were doing something, and they were talking right there, and I was just hanging out. And I remember that guy looking down at me and saying, yeah, enjoy your life as a kid, because you're not going to get it back, and once you're an adult, that's when all the fun basically stops. And I think, and I bought into that. And I remember the feeling that I felt in my gut. I'm like, no way, bro. Like, there's no way that that is how it can be, because I'm a kid right now. I'm a free spirit. I feel great. I feel like I have no worries or anything like that. There's no way that life could be like that. But then we buy into it. We get convinced by it. Some negative experience or someone super negative projects their stuff on us, and we buy into it and we believe it. And then we start feeling like, well, that's how it is. And then we buy into those belief systems. And then that's the reality that we start experiencing, because we literally experience what we believe. We literally experience what our thoughts are. Thoughts are just beliefs, or beliefs are just thoughts that you think again and again and again. So change your thoughts. Change your thoughts. Catch yourself more often when you're in a negative mood, when you're going down a negative self-deprecating spiral that leads you to no place good feeling. Take a moment and lean into those emotions when you're feeling them. Don't start mind fucking your way out of it. We literally mind fuck ourselves into staying in the same place and convincing ourselves that what we're feeling, we deserve to feel because we did something bad, we did something wrong, and we should be punished, or we're going to be punished. God's going to punish us because we did something wrong. No, that's not how it works. That's not how it works. Because again, we can't get it wrong. We cannot get it wrong. And the more that we keep buying into those belief systems, the more that we're going to experience them. And then they're going to self-validate themselves. They're going to keep validating themselves because you're going to keep believing them. You're going to keep buying into them. Self-sabotage. Thank you. There's the word. Madison Humes, 8455. Our lovely moderator. Thank you. Self-sabotage. Yes. Cheers to that. Thank you. Yeah. We self-sabotage like crazy. Holy cow. And I have done it so much, especially if you have a religious background. But even if you have any background of like you get disciplined when you do something wrong, we'll self-sabotage ourselves into thinking that we are just bad people, or that we just can't get it right, or that life is hard and life is difficult and there's no other way around it than life is hard and life is difficult. No, we could change all of that. We could change all of it with our thoughts and with our beliefs, because once we solidify it, and again, when you change your thoughts and beliefs, it's not going to change, because we live in a time-space reality where it takes a little bit of time for that reality to catch up to our new belief systems, our new vibrations. And it takes a little bit for us to, even when we've changed our belief system and even when we've changed our thoughts, because those negative beliefs and those negative thoughts want to self-perpetuate themselves and stick around because it's what's kept you safe and kept you small in the past, or at least it seems like it's kept you safe and kept you, or at least it seems like it's kept you safe, when really it hasn't kept you safe. It has just kept you small, and it has convinced you to allow it into your life because it's more comfortable than the feeling of what change might be. Like the fear of the unknown starts dictating your ability to change or not. Like you'd rather stay in the uncomfortable than embrace the fear of the unknown and see what's on the other side of those belief systems, of the whatever fear that you're feeling in your life that is holding you back. You'd rather do that than just jump into the unknown and do something a little bit different. Coming back into remembrance of our power. Yeah, exactly. That's all this is. We're remembering who we really are. We're remembering that we are powerful beings. We're remembering that we are powerful creators. We're remembering that we are worthy and deserving as a birthright and not something that we have to go out there and earn. We don't have to earn it. We don't have to yearn for it. We just have to accept that it already is. We have to accept that what we want and what we want to become already exists right now. It's already there. And the fact that you're even feeling like there is something better in your life means that there is something better in your life to experience. Otherwise, you wouldn't be able to feel it. If it didn't exist, you wouldn't be able to feel it. So the fact that you're feeling called to do something and express something that you haven't yet is a sign that that version of you literally exists right now. So once you wake up to that and realize that and really solidify that in your vibration, your world's going to change. Your world is going to change. And if it doesn't change immediately, that's okay. That doesn't mean you're doing something wrong. It just means you have an opportunity to respond to what is already manifested differently than when you are reacting negatively to what is already manifested right now. Like something is wrong with what's manifested right now, because there's nothing more important than what is going on in your life right now in this now moment. There is nothing more important than what is going on right meow. Okay? So just meow yourselves to sleep with that and let it be your little lullaby for tonight. And really solidify that into your vibration, that you don't have to go out there and earn it. You don't have to feel like you have to change yourself. You just have to peel off the layers that you've put on yourself that have disallowed who you really are to express itself. That's all you have to do. That's all you have to do. Don't rush into things changing immediately on the outside. I will probably say that in future videos a lot. I will probably say that in future live streams a lot. And I appreciate the opportunity of this YouTube live stream, of being here. I mean, I just appreciate this opportunity. I mean, this is what I am born to do. This is what I feel excited to do. And I am going to cherish these times. There's 3 people in here. I love it. I'm going to remember these times when each little view, each little person in the live stream, I mean, when it was small and everyone meant like so much, and I'll never take it for granted. Like as this continues to increase, there's more people on my channel subscribed and following, and we're creating this movement together. And there's more people in these live chats. I will never take for granted each and every single one of you for taking the time to watch these videos, to come on here and allow yourself to get vulnerable and allow yourself to give yourself a chance to be the person that you've always wanted to be. And I want to help you guys, and I want to be your guide, and we're going to do it together. And these are the times right now. Whatever life you're living right now, these are the literal times. These are the times. And these are the times for me at the beginning of my YouTube channel, at the beginning of these live streams. I'm going to look back and be like, man, I remember when there was only 3 of us and only, less than 100 subscribers that I had. And look where we are now. And we've all gotten there together. And then to see all of you guys' progress and all of what you all have experienced and expressed, and the growth that you've experienced in your own life and the layers that you've shed to allow yourself to be your authentic self, who you came here to this earth to be, that's going to be an amazing journey that I cannot wait for. And I just, I'm excited and I appreciate it. And we have been going for how long? Oh, right at 45 minutes. It flies. I mean, I don't, I have not stopped talking this whole time. It's wild. I didn't even, I kind of thought that I could do this. But now I know that I can do this, and that's the thing that, and I'll end the stream with this, is that with that exact thought, is that I thought I could do this, and I've thought I could do this for a long time, and not exactly in this form. I never thought, I didn't know if I was going to do YouTube or social media, or if my life was going to take me somewhere else. But I knew that I could speak to you guys, and I could speak clearly, and I could speak the truth, and I can express myself authentically, be a little bit silly, a little bit goofy, not serious, not your guru, not someone who has it all figured out and is trying to preach or tell you like my way or the highway. No. But I always thought that I could do what I'm doing right now. Not everyone could talk for 45 minutes. I'm not trying to say that to like toot my own horn at all, because like this is not for everybody. But I'm just saying, like, the fact that I thought that I could, and if I never decided to take the actions that I'm taking now, it would have just been a thought. It would have just been a mother effing thought. And I would just always wonder what if, or maybe I could, or I would look back one day with regret saying, man, I wish. And I want you guys to not have to go through that. And that's why I'm wanting to express this so passionately to you guys, because you deserve to be yourself in this world. If it's not causing harm to yourself or to anyone else, you deserve to be the exact expression in any expression that you want to express in your life. You're allowed to do anything that you want. As long as it's not causing harm to you or others, you're allowed to be and express who you want to be, no matter how cringe, no matter how weird, no matter how whatever someone might judge it to be. You're allowed to do that. You're allowed to be that. And if I would have just stayed in my thoughts, I'd never be doing what I could do now. I would have never proven to myself what I knew that I could do without taking the action of now being on this live for 45 minutes and doing the YouTube videos that I've been doing. And who knows where all of this is going to go. But guys, if you've made it this far in the video, please hit the subscribe button, especially at these beginning times of my YouTube channel, of these live streams. Every subscription, every like on this video is going to help. Every like in all of my videos is going to help. And I just appreciate all of you who have taken the time to be here with me tonight, to maybe rewatch this video, and to take the time to watch my videos with the intention to allow yourself to become the version of yourself that you've always wanted to become, because that's what this channel is about. I'll express it every way under the sun until it really starts solidifying itself in you and also in me. And I'm going to continue sharing with you everything that I'm going through, the ups, the downs, the challenges, the triumphs, the manifestations, everything. We're not meant to be a finished product. We will never get it all done. We will never reach the finish line, because there is no finish line, because we are infinite, eternal beings, and we can never get it all done. And that's the dope thing about reality. And that's the dope thing about being a human in this life. And I'm so appreciative for you guys being on this video chat with me, being on this journey with me. I can't wait to see where all of this goes without any expectation of where it needs to go or where I think it should go. I'm just excited to keep expressing myself online to you guys. So if this resonates, like, subscribe, share it with someone who you think needs or could benefit from this information, from this energy that I present on these live streams and in my YouTube videos. And keep an eye out for live streams. Again, I think Sunday, Tuesdays, and Thursdays is going to be a nice starting point around 6 p.m. Mountain Standard. That's 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. All right. So I'm in Mountain Standard Time, living here in Colorado, coming to you from the beautiful state of Colorado. Thank you guys so much. I really do appreciate you guys. And stay tuned. There's more videos to come. There's more content to come. There's much more live streams to come. And this movement is just beginning. So thank you guys so much. I love you. Have a great night. And cheers, everybody. Cheers with me right now. Thank you so much. We'll see you guys in the next stream and in the next video. We'll see you guys. Love you. Later.